everyone, welcome back to my channel Loreen HD for a new video which is going to be centered around a very common topic that you will hear about, you will read about it as soon as you consume content from someone who is openly living with herpes, which is herpes cures. People will ask me, have you tried such and such product? Have you heard about this method? What do you think about this doctor or guru? And I'll say it for once and for all, I am not interested in trying herpes cures. I have not tried them and I am not intending on trying them. These cures don't really align with how I want to process my diagnosis and how I want to move forward with it. What I am interested in is healing. And what I mean by that is I am actively engaged in trying to optimize aspects of my lifestyle, but also unlearning a lot of what the stigma has taught me. So a lot of the harmful and shameful perceptions that are attached to STIs, and I feel like that is helping me live a more fulfilling everyday, just because it looks after my mental health a lot better, but also a lot more fulfilling, a much more fulfilling intimacy. So before we move forward, I just want to level set on definitions, because we tend to use curing and healing very interchangeably, but actually, before I say that, while thinking about this video, I've done some research online and I saw that the verb or the word cure is actually missing from a lot of medical dictionaries, which kind of then leaves the definition up for interpretation. So I'm going to tell you what I interpret or how I define the verb cure. So essentially, to me, curing means removing the symptom, versus healing means treating the root cause. So I'm going to give you an example that is actually very close to me, because I've been having migraines since puberty. When you are having a migraine, you can cure your migraine by taking like ibuprofen or aspirin or like whatever molecule you take to reduce the pain. But if you're trying to heal from your migraine, then you will look at things like nutrition and hydration, sleep, stress, menstruation for those who menstruate, like so on and so forth. And to me, this is where the power of healing really is acknowledging that just because we all have, a body that has the same organs and like perform the same functions, it doesn't mean that it works as like a one size fits all. Like especially for herpes, like why are some people having more occurrences than others, and why for some people it's like sleep that triggers it versus some people it's stress. Of course, let me acknowledge that the type of herpes that you have and the location where you're experiencing it influences the number of occurrences that you are likely to experience, but there is so much more that informs the occurrence of your outbreaks on an individual level. And when you take more of the healing approach, you actually learn to listen to your body, to learn what triggers it and how it responds to certain things, which to me leads to a much more fulfilling outcome in terms of, improving your well-being. So now, getting to the point of this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 reasons why I am actively engaged in healing and why I think you should too. So the number 1 reason is because the process of healing is one that keeps you engaged, versus the one of curing is one that puts you in a passive mindset. There's a documentary that I would recommend anyone to watch. If you haven't watched it yet, it's called Heal. It's available on Netflix and it came out a few years ago, so it might be late to the party. But there's a specific segment that really resonated with me, which is around the fact that we tend to give too much authority to people in white coats. If you think about it, we are the ones living in our body for however long you've been on this earth. So we are feeling our symptoms, we are getting inputs from our organs, we are developing, a gut feeling or an intuition about what it is that our body needs or that it doesn't need. And yet when we enter a doctor's office, we tend to shut down all those receptors and all that knowledge and solely just trust the input of a doctor or an expert And, you know, by that I don't mean to say that doctors are not useful, that doctors are not competent. Like, no, of course they are. But I think we tend to get their role and their responsibilities a bit mixed up. The role of a doctor is not to take over responsibility and control over your health. They actually really need you to stay in touch with your body so that, you know, you can give them the feedback of whether what they think you have is what you have, of whether there are side effects, and what they think you need is not exactly what you need, or, you know, whether what they prescribe you is actually really helping you. Kind of like going into the doctor's office and being like, doctor, tell me what I have and what I need to take to make this thing go away, you know. Or when doctors ask you, like, what do you think you have? You're like, I don't know, you tell me what I have. Like, this is what I came for. This is what I'm paying you for. Like, no, I think this approach is wrong. We shouldn't treat doctors like tarot card readers, kind of like, you know, giving them our symptoms like cards and then expecting them to come with a prediction. You know, Nike says if you have a body, you're an athlete. I mean, I say in a way, if you have a body, you're a healer. Like, you have that ability to tune into your body and to percept and intercept what is going on inside of it. And so healing is about that. It's about exercising that power. It's about going out and taking input from a variety of sources and integrating them into your lifestyle, and then just give yourself answers that doctors can't give you. So now the second reason why I would encourage you to take more of a healing approach is that the process of healing engages your mind and your body. Now let me ask you, how many times did our mind bring us down with dark thoughts when our body was actually feeling very fine? You know, like, oh, no one will love me with this, or this is the end of my sex life, or I can't tell this to anyone because no one else will understand and no one else is living with this. We, like you and I, know that we don't need to be physically in pain for our minds to inflict pain on us. Obviously, because, you know, this is the sad reality of contracting an STI. You don't only contract a virus that affects your body, you are contracting a stigma that will affect your mind. So going back to healing, what I like about healing is that it's more of a holistic process. So it doesn't only make you deal with your body, it also makes you deal with your mind. And this is important. Why? Because the two are actually related. So when you look at herpes and how it works as a virus, herpes lives in our nervous system and it gets triggered very, very often when we are stressed. So you cannot try to get rid of the occurrence, the physical occurrence of a herpes outbreak if you're not treating the reason why it is occurring. The third and last reason why I would encourage you to take more of a healing path is because the process of healing is one that will make you learn and grow. And so to me, the starting point of healing is not about removing anything from your body or like acquiring something in your body. It's actually about improving your well-being. And because the aim is so much bigger, the field of inspiration will also be a lot bigger. So you look at things like, as I said before, nutrition, exercising, mindfulness techniques, even the relationships that you have in your life and the relationship with yourself first and foremost. And I'm not saying that it will make you, you know, do new things or stop doing old things. Like that's not necessarily what it means. What it means is you might do things differently. You know, the intention behind why you do things or the approach and how you do them will be different. And it's a process that takes a lot of curiosity. It takes a lot of experimentation. It takes a lot of discipline because it's not a one-off and like, oh, I don't see any results. What's going on here? No, it takes, you know, consistency. And those qualities are, you know, they're like fertilizers for your personality to grow and your life to grow along the growth that will happen with processing your diagnosis. So before wrapping up this video, I would love to leave you with a couple questions to think about, as you might still be contemplating to, try one of those magic bullet cures, which ironically you can probably find in the comment section of this video. I would love you to think about what are you currently doing to prevent the occurrence of outbreaks, and try to think of all the dimensions that I mentioned before. Like from a diet perspective, are you trying to educate yourself on what might trigger an outbreak? Are you sleeping enough? Are you getting quality sleep? Because sometimes it's not just about the amount, it's also about the quality. Like, ask yourself the questions of, am I doing everything that I currently can to play my part in helping my body not experience as many occurrences as it currently might be experiencing? And the second one is, when I'm doing all these things, what is my intention? What is my intention behind doing all of this? Is it to try to, overall be a healthier person? Is it about connecting more deeply with your body? Is it about trying not to experience occurrences which you think might diminish the need or cancel overall the need to disclose to a partner that you have herpes? Which, reminder, this is also something that I want to touch upon. When you are trying one of those cures and you're not sure if it actually worked or not, because you can't test the cure's effectiveness on your body, you might think that it's okay not to disclose anymore, which is absolutely not okay. Then you are you're not behaving responsibly in your sexual life. So one thing leads to another. You might be not only causing harm to yourself, but causing harm to other people because you're having non-consensual sexual activities. So back to the second question, what are your intentions behind everything that you're doing to prevent the occurrence of symptoms? Like I said, if you want to share your answers below, go ahead. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.